Hello students and welcome back to a video tutorial on Canva Video Editor brought to you by the Tons of Fun in Learning channel. For the third part of the Canva Video Editor tutorial, we will cover how to add visual elements to a video. This includes examples such as shapes, graphics, and texts, as well as add visual effects, animations, and transitions to enhance your video. Alright, let's begin this tutorial. So we'll first start with adding elements. Here we are in a brand new blank canvas, and this time let's use a video template that can be found under the Elements tab found on the left side of your screen. Let's search for a suitable template to serve as an example for demonstrating this lesson. Normally, some of the results will have a yellow crown on them, which indicates they are locked behind Canvas Pro. That means that unless you have Canvas Pro subscription, you will not be able to access them in your Canvas projects, including the video editor. Anyway, let's pick out this one here that's available. Now, let's preview the video. Alright, looks like it works. Moving on, let's show you how to add graphical elements such as shapes, texts, and even pictures. Some of these you can simply drag from the Canvas Elements menu, or you can even upload some from your own device using the same method as uploading videos. I'll start with adding a simple shape like this square here. To add it, let's click and drag it over to the video and place it anywhere we want. Let's try putting it over on this corner. The Canva design platform generally comes with a margin snapping. Therefore, it makes aligning of elements on even a blank canvas easier. Now that we have added the square into the video, we can edit its properties, ranging from the shape size, its colors, and even add outlines to it. First off, let me show you how to resize the square. You simply click and hold down your mouse while dragging one of the sides and corners of the shape. We can then add color to our shape by clicking on the gray colored circle on the upper interface while you have your shape selected. You can find your selection of colors on the left side of your screen here. So let's pick out a new color for the rectangle. We'll try green for this example. There we go. Our rectangle is now colored green. Now notice that the rectangle does not have any outlines at all. So let's try to add one. Select your rectangle again and click on this icon with the multiple lines named Stroke Style. This will give you a prompt that allows you to edit the outlines or strokes of your shape, as well as adjust the stroke weight, which is how thick the strokes appear. Let's give our green rectangle a simple thick outline. If you decided to give your shape a stroke, an additional color prompt will appear on the upper interface while you have your shape selected. Let's give the stroke of our rectangle a darker green stroke. There we go. We have fully customized this rectangle. If we preview the video, you can see that the rectangle is included in the playback. Alright, now let's move on to the adding text. We can add text to our video by clicking on the text tab found on the left interface. Here, you will be given different text style presets in Canva, from the default text styles, dynamic text, and more. For this video, let's add a heading text inside our rectangle. Click and drag the heading text style over to the rectangle. Then you can type in the text you want. Let's try Minecraft. Let's give our text a color. How about a custom color? We can make this happen through the use of this RGB color picker. We'll go for a dark green color. Alright, let's move it in the rectangle. Let's try to change the font size so we can fit the whole word Minecraft inside the shape, as well as adjust the rectangle itself. We can also change the font at the upper interface by clicking on the current font by default. Canva Sans to bring up the selection menu to the left. Let's try Open Sans. We can even give our text some visual effects. By clicking on the effects option found on the upper interface while you have a text selected, select a text effect of your choice and adjust the properties to your own accord. There we go, both our shape and text included in the video playback. Now let's try to add our own pictures into the video. So let's start uploading some images that we will be using for our video here. Head to Upload and click on Upload Files. As you see here, I have a bunch of files all prepared and ready for this lesson. Let's try to upload them all at once. In order to upload files simultaneously, just hold the Control key while clicking on each of the files you want to upload. After you selected all your files, just click Open or hit Enter. Once the files we need have finished their uploading processes, we can drag one of them directly into the video. For this example, we'll drag the crafting grid into the center of the screen. I will also add a picture of an item over the Minecraft crafting grid, so we can create a picture of what looks like Minecraft crafting in this example. I'll try to simulate crafting oak wood planks, so I'll grab the pitch of the oak log into the video. I will have to resize it so it will fit inside the grid space. Now, we will have to add more pictures into the crafting grid once we try to simulate different crafting recipes. So, in order to make the task easier, we can simply copy the one we have now. We can do this through duplication. Simply hover your cursor over your selected object and a small interface will appear. Click on Duplicate, which is the third icon that appears to have two papers with a plus on it. There we go. It'll create a copy of your element over the original one. So let's move it next to the original. Now that we have them aligned, let's drag them both into the upper section of the grid so we can start duplicating more of these. Alright, now that we have duplicated enough pictures to fill the grid spaces, there is now a lot of elements in this single video clip. We can now move on to the layers. If you've selected the video clip and go to Position found under the upper interface, you will be able to access the Position properties, which contains the Arrange and Layers tabs. In the Layers tab, you will find additional elements you have found inside one of the selected video clips found on your video's time frame, seemingly arranged from top to bottom based on which was recently added. For our sample, the 10 wood logs are all at the top, while the earlier elements we have added, such as the rectangle and the text, are all located down at the bottom. With the video clip being the very lowest layer, serving as the background for the entire clip. Selecting these layers will also select the respective elements they are associated with. These can be arranged by dragging one layer up or down. So for demonstration purposes, I will be dragging the crafting grid above the text element. Now normally, the purpose of arranging layers is to bring forward certain elements you want to appear over the others. This means it will only become useful if there is a lot of elements in your video clip that are all overlapping each other. However, since neither of these two pictures are overlapping each other, there is no changes to see on the video itself. So for that, I will do a second demonstration to show the purpose of these layers. I will drag up the crafting grid once again, this time above the 10 logs. Now you will see that all the logs are no longer in the video, yet are still seen on the Layers tab, which means they are all just behind the picture of the crafting grid now. If we undo this change, they will all go back to the front. You can use the layers to arrange which overlapping elements can appear on the front and at the back, especially useful when one of the elements appear to be bigger than the other. which can cause it to cover the smaller one. Now returning to the uploaded files, we'll try to upload an image of wooden planks into the crafting grid without having to resize a newly inserted picture. In Canva, there is a feature that allows you to overwrite and replace existing images with another, while keeping the size or scale of the existing one. All you have to do is drag the replacement image directly into the existing image on your screen. To demonstrate this, I will drag the image of the wooden planks into the sole existing log image. And there we go. We replace the log with a wooden plank block. This feature is very useful if you want to make multiple copies of the same design by having placeholder images for each copy. You can then replace these later once you have the right images to use. Now let's try to give our element some animations so we can make it look like the items in the video are being added one by one. Animations are visual effects that we can add to the elements of our video, which will play on a certain point of the time during the playback. To add animations, select an element, then head to the upper interface where you will find the Animate tab, which has 3 circles on it. Here, you will see a number of animations available in Canva Video Editor, as well as properties like when the animation plays and how fast the animation plays. Though, due to the limitations imposed by free Canva accounts, we unfortunately cannot edit the speed of our video. Just to demonstrate how animations appear, we will try to give the items inside the crafting grid a nice entrance and X animation to make it appear that they are being added into the slots one by one. I'll first try it with this block here. There we go. Now that we have applied the animation, let's try to preview our video here. And it looks like the animations plays as intended. Let's give the rest of the images their animations as well. I'll hold shift while selecting each one so I can give them all the same animation all at once. Then I'll preview the video again to check how it looks. Nice! Now all of the items in the grid have the same animations. However, it also looks like the wooden plank appears around the same time as the logs, and we don't want that to happen. We'll have to fix that. In order to make the wooden plank appear later in the video, we will need to trim the time frame duration of the element within the clip. In order to do that, select the image you want to adjust, then head down to the playback, where here, you will see the time frame of the element itself from which it is present during the video. To adjust its time frame, drag one of its endpoints to further down the video. You can use the playback line to snap adjustments, similarly to how you can trim and split videos. There we go. Now let's play the video. There we go. The wood plank now appears later in the video as we wanted. Based on how the element layers are arranged under the Layers tab, each of the elements appear one by one in order. Now we can move to the last visual effect needed for our video clip, which are transitions. Transitions are in-between effects that we can directly add into the video clip itself. These effects will only play between the start and end of 2 video clips. Thus, in order to be able to add transitions using the Canva video editor, you will need to have at least 2 clips in your video playback. Otherwise, you cannot add transitions. It is also impossible to add transitions with only a single video clip in the Canva video editor. Anyway, to demonstrate the process of adding transitions, we'll either have to add another page into our video, or we can simply just split our existing clip. Once you have more than one page in your playback to add transitions to, hover your mouse between the 2 pages, and the option to add transitions will appear. Once you have clicked on it, you will be able to see available transitions to your left. Click on the transition of your choice and the properties you want to set. Then let's test our video once more. There we go! It looks like our clip now has both its animations and transitions when it is played. Now that we have covered everything else for this lesson, for the remainder of this video, I'll make a quick time-lapse of completing the process of editing with all the series has covered so far. And there we go. Video is now complete. And that concludes our lesson for this video. For the next lesson of the Canva tutorial series, we will cover adding and editing audio into your video.